Welcome in now, Louis Riddick. Look, it's unlikely that any of these guys that we're so excited to talk about tonight are going to be what Rodgers is. Green Bay's got him. And this whole offseason, it's just quietly gotten bad, man. I just wonder, as a guy who's lived in these rooms and dealt with these difficult conversations, how does it get to this point with an MVP, Louis?
I think, Scott, you used the appropriate words where you said it quietly has gotten bad. Well, that's the key word. Quietly is really the key here, and that means this. Brian Gutekunst in the Green Bay Packers management structure did not communicate effectively with Aaron Rodgers going back to last year's draft as far as what their plans were going to be. And that, when you're talking about quarterbacks of Aaron Rodgers' accomplishment level, quarterbacks of Aaron Rodgers' personality, it's probably not going to end up the way you want it to end up. They're going to take that kind of thing personal. They're going to put on a good public front-facing, attitude. But they're going to internalize that kind of thing. And anything else that they are disgruntled with is kind of come boiling to the top. And now you have a situation where your Hall of Fame quarterback is saying, I don't want to come back. I don't want to be there anymore. And then when you have the season end the way it ended with a controversial play call or a play calling sequence there late in the football game where you effectively take the ball out of his hands, the regular season MVP, you take the ball out of his hands and don't let him decide the fate of the franchise, where he is seeing other quarterbacks of similar age deciding their fates on the football field, and coaches letting them determine the outcome of games. It's just going to all come together where he's going to be like, you know what? Maybe it's time for me to get out of here. You drafted your quarterback anyway. Remember the guy you didn't tell me about that you moved up the pick? Let him have it. Let him take over.
I'd been told this spring that this was heading in a bad direction, Louis, but I blew it off because I just didn't think there was any way that you could allow something like this to happen. But we hear this afternoon, and the draft's going to arrive in a few hours. So I imagine organizations at warp speed are trying to figure out, well, what can we do here? Does anything change in terms of the capital people have at their disposal now that the first round has happened in terms of who might be a capable dance partner if Green Bay is even willing to entertain it?
No, I still think that the teams that really feel desperate at the quarterback position would still find a way in order to come up with the draft capital to make some kind of competitive offer for him if they really felt as though Green Bay was going to try and make a deal here. If Brian Gutekunst is really going to try and make a deal, which he may have no choice at this point. He may say that he doesn't want to trade Aaron Rodgers or that he's not on the trade market. But if a team really wants him, and Brian really is going to do what is best for the football team, both short and long term, he's going to have to listen to some of those phone calls. And I don't think that whole thing has died off simply because the first round is over now. I think there's going to be certain teams that are still going to look at this and say, could we possibly get Aaron Rodgers now, given that we never thought that was even going to be possible at this point in time?